think finding the right fit with your architect is kind of that key first thing.
The relationship with your architect is personal, but it's also you have to have a shared kind of vision on the design aesthetic and stuff. You know, we wanted something that was more kind of fresh.
Mm-hmm. You know, we're both in the design profession, and I think the biggest mistake owners make is then they start questioning their architect or their consultant. And you have to remember, like, you picked this person, and you just need to kind of trust that their vision is what you hired them for. And that, you know, if you just kind of, you know, go with that you're going to end up with what you want in the end.
Let's talk about budget. Because talking about budget when regarding, you know, a custom home, we kind of want to share what other the advice you would give. You know, considering in all the things that you guys had to go through, what advice would you give for someone regarding budget if they want to come in and design and build their own home?
Put a construction contingency in your bank loan if you have a bank loan for construction. That was, I think, a short-sightedness on my part. I wanted it to be on budget, and I had in my brain that there would be overruns, because there always is. But I should have put that in a contingency so that we could have drawn on a mortgage rather than out of pocket.
And the other advice is don't selectively listen to only some people, like what you want to hear. So I remember speaking to a number of contractors, and they're like, oh yeah, we could do it for this price. And I was like, oh, okay. So I have this crazy elaborate spreadsheet before we decided to build. And if I look back at the original numbers, we were so far off of that, but like they were unrealistically low because I think I cherry picked, like, these contractors said they could do it for this. Then I started talking to other contractors, like, we're like around this price. I'm like, whoa, that seems way too high. That doesn't make any sense. So I completely like neglected that part of it. But in the end, the ones that had that experience and were on the higher end, that's actually what we saw in reality. So I think I was just hearing unrealistic prices at the beginning. I mean, COVID did change things,
sure,
but not that drastically.
Well, I think that goes back to trusting your consultants.
Yeah.
So I think you need to pick
not
by what the pricing you hear, but by kind of their experience and the trust you have in that person. And I think something that Hedda brought was understanding that we did have a budget and not presenting us and having an awareness of a budget. And I think that that's very unique for architects. I think a lot of architects, they want to sell you on this beautiful vision, and then once you've seen it, you have to afford it, you have to figure it out. And I think from the beginning she understood that we had a budget, and so she presented us with wonderful options. I mean, the house looks great, but she also knew where to spend the money and where not. And I think, again, that's very unique.
The advice to people that want to build their own home is like, yeah, you've got to kind of see it through and like know that there's going to be lots of ups and downs.
When we first kind of moved in and saw it in its completeness, we were like, it was perfect. I mean, it just more than we could have imagined.